The Gospel of Matthew, chapter 2. Jesus was born in the town of Bethlehem in Judea in Roman-occupied land, under King Herod. Back then there were stargazers, considered wise as they tried to understand how the sun and stars raced around Earth once a day, back when Earth was still seen as the center of the universe, flat and stationary. And these wise men went to the Roman King Herod and asked, "Where is this baby who is to be king of the Jews?" Strangely enough, the king found this upsetting. So Herod calls together his priests and lawyers, which suggests the laws of Moses as written in the Torah, which is a little odd for a Roman king. "Where will this child be born?" And they answered, "Well, the book says Bethlehem, so it best be there." Until then, Bethlehem wasn't so famous and needed a major event to make it a little more famous. So Herod talked to the wise men and asked them when this star, which wasn't a star but could have been Jupiter or the three stars, but most likely a comet. And when you don't know what the comet is, it can be very confusing to interpret. And back then they thought it must mean something to them. The comet had come to say, "Hell, Jesus Christ is born, and he's going to defy the teachings of his ancestors." What fit in real nice for the Romans. Then, instead of sending dignitaries with the wise men or soldiers, Herod asked the foreigners to pop back in after they go on over to Bethlehem. "Go on down to Ham's village, and when you find the Messiah, come back and let me know, so I can go on down and worship him as well. If he wants my throne, he can have it." "Will do." Then they went, the star appearing to move westward as the earth spun eastward. This made the wise men happy, seeing a thing in the sky and all. It seemed to lead them right to Jesus and his mother Mary. They went right on into the house and fell down and worshipped the newborn child, and as was the common procedure or a present from Herod, they gave gold and stuff that smelt nice. Then the wise men had a dream that enlightened them to the possibility that King Herod might not really want to know where the kid was, or he would have come along already. So they figured they wouldn't bother him on their way back east, never to return. Hearing that the wise men had been stupid enough to go to King Herod of the Romans on their way to find the king of the Jews, Joseph decided to pack up and go to Egypt. He kept his family there until Herod died, knowing Herod would maybe want to kill him or take him, but mostly because, like David and many kings before, he had to do what the book said. The book knew he had to go to Egypt. The Lord had to call his son out of Egypt. Anyway, when King Herod heard the wise men had gone and not come back, he did his over-dramatic reaction of killing babies from 0 to 2 in and around Bethlehem. This might sound brutal. It is. But it was not out of the ordinary. King David killed the assassins he hired to kill Saul to make a show of not knowing anything about how it was always done. Then he killed all Saul's grandchildren except for the retarded one. Stuck them all on sticks as an offering to the grain god. But we digress. What we need to know is that it had been so written. They were following the script, how to make a Messiah. Jeremy made a bit about Rachel weeping, and so it had to be done. Then Herod died. How many years later? Who knows? But Joseph brings his family out of Egypt, like our biggest hero of all time, off to Israel. But another son of Herod, the kings often had countless children, Archelaus was likely the first son of his wife, first wife, Herod's. Joseph couldn't see him being any nicer to a Jewish king, so he went to Galilee, to the city of Nazareth, because that had been written as well. The kid got to be a Nazarene, a prophet had said.